This is not Baby Esther. This is Baby Esther. Hi, my name is Bonna Bones, and I am an animation history professor, so let's talk about Betty Boop. If you're not aware, Quinta Brunson was just cast to play Betty Boop in the upcoming movie. And some people are big mad about it. Can you guess which people are big mad about it? So let's talk about the history of Betty Boop. So the character of Betty Boop is actually canonically Jewish, which makes sense because Max and Dave Fleischer, the artists who created her, were Jewish immigrants to America. The Fleischer brothers would eventually move to New York City where they would fall in love with jazz and they would hang out in Harlem watching black jazz artists. The Fleischer brothers loved jazz and they would even use artists like Cab Calloway and platform them in their films. And so this is Cab Calloway performing Minnie the Moocher for Betty Boop. In an era where Disney is becoming very popular, the Fleischer brothers would position themselves as like the edgy, sexy answer to Disney's family-friendly films. In 1932, shit gets really messy for the Fleischer brothers because this woman, Helen Kane, files a lawsuit against them, claiming that they stole Betty Boop from her stage act. During that trial, there was testimony that came out that Helen Kane had actually stolen it from Baby Esther. Baby Esther was a child performer who tragically passed away very young. She was about 16 when she passed away. But she famously had in her act Boop Boopy Doop. That style of music is called scatting, and it was heavily influenced by Louis Armstrong and other black artists who popularized that style of singing. A little over 10 years ago, PBS published an article claiming that this was actually Baby Esther. When PBS found out that that was not Baby Esther, they issued a formal retraction. And Mark Fleischer, the grandson of one of the Fleischer brothers, contacted PBS and said that this origin story about it being based off of Baby Esther was actually false. However, hear me out. I think the truth lies somewhere in between. Because we do know that Max and Dave Fleischer were heavily influenced by black music and black culture, I think that we can say that this character is heavily influenced by black women. We might not be able to definitively prove that this was based off of Baby Esther specifically, but I do believe, as an animation historian, that this was heavily influenced by Baby Esther and other black performers who were performing that style of music. And so I think it's incredibly fitting that a black woman play a character that was heavily influenced by black culture.